Hey guys, WildHeart here. Welcome to Season 14. This patch is going to be massive. I briefly went over it. Honestly, not much changed regarding champions, but regarding items, regarding the map, regarding the systems, regarding the meta, well, pretty much everything. We are going to play brand new game. And yeah, that's going to be very exciting, very exciting. So, let's start. Basically, season already started, season 10 already started. I expected that we are going to have at least like a week of a pause, but as you guys can see, it already started. We didn't have any breaks this year, which I personally find kinda bad, because you know, I'm used to exhaust myself closer to season end to play a lot, and when season ends, I would prefer to give myself like a week or two of a break to play some other games, to watch some YouTube videos. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that it starts immediately, but well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Void gameplay changes. What's that? In case you missed this one as well, we released a dev blog that late last year to offer players a helping hand when it comes to learn about the void changes coming this patch. Okay, that's not related to the game itself. Wait, maybe it is. If you're interested in how we refine these changes, or if the idea of seeing 11 adorable cats combining their forces to seal WildHeart appeals to you, give it a read. Alright. Okay, so that's basically a new WildHeart, alright. Void grabs, void meats, and the hunger of the void. 3 void grabs spawn at 5 minutes in the game. So it was like 8 minutes in the game, now it's 5. So basically, that's an equal object to Drake time-wise, because earlier, what we got? We got Drake at 5 and Herald at 8. Now things changed, and they're basically synchronized. Each void grab will spawn 4 void meats every 12 seconds in combat. Void grabs can respawn once per game, as each one has their own individual respawn timer of 4 minutes, so feel free to just take one and walk away. Huh. Alright. On this, void grabs will give other nearby void grabs at 25% maximum health plus 25% missing health shield that decays over 10 seconds. Killing one void grab grants the player and ally teammates 1 stack of the Hunger of the Void buff, which causes your non-proc attacks to deal bonus true damage to structures over 4 seconds. And this damage will scale with the number of void grabs slain at a rate of 4 to melee champions and 3 to range champions. True damage every 0.5 seconds per stack. Right? Once your team hits 5 stacks of the buff, you will spawn 1 Void Might to help when attacking towers, 15 seconds cooldown. At 6 stacks, the amount of Void Meats is increased to 2. Void Meats summoned by the players have the same stats as melee minion, but with 40% less health and 50% movement speed. More movement speed. Okay. Ooh, that's massive, guys. Void grabs despawn at 13:45 in game time, or 13:55 if void grabs are in combat, to make way for Rift Girl. Okay. So basically, Rift Herald spawns at 14. The first void grab taken per spawn group will count as an epic takedown reward for the first one to participate in killing. For example, Cho'Gath can get 1 epic monster stack for the first void grab he kills in the first spawn group, and then 1 more if he kills a void grab that spawned in the second group. The void grabs that spawn at 5 minutes are the first spawn group, and once slain, the void grabs that replace them are the second spawn group. I'm actually super curious how these void grabs are going to work. Like how are you going to kill them? Like, are you going to rush them at 5, or you're just gonna wait till like 8 to 9 minutes when you're stronger? Like, I'm really curious about that one. Especially considering the fact that there is no preseason, so basically the games that we are playing now, that's actual season. Void grabs, health 250 plus 250 per minute of the game. Okay, so that makes sense, so you cannot just one-shot them. Alright, attack damage 10 plus 2.5 per... Experience increases per level over 4 levels calculated as the average level of champion in the game rounded up. Okay. Gold given on takedown, 20 gold to the killer, 10 gold per player including killer. Okay. Void means when summoned by void groups. I mean, they're pretty much one-shottable. Doesn't really matter, they're one-shottable. Yeah, I mean, those small things... Yeah, they're one-shottable, that's for sure. Okay. Revamped Rift Herald. I saw that Rift Herald is basically a bus delivering jungler now. That's something I saw. If you or an allied teammate summon the Rift Herald, one player, either the user or a teammate, can right-click the Herald in order to hop onto Shelly. Right-clicking in any direction while channeling onto Herald will allow the player to pick where Herald will start charging. While charging, players can steer the Rift Herald while she charges forward, similar to a Sign ultimate. I mean, I saw it on some streams already, but I'm not really sure how you're gonna use it. Like, what champions are going to use it, and what is the exact process of execution display? Maybe like carrying a Seraphine and Seraphine ults everyone and forces like some great team fight. Because otherwise, I don't really understand how it can be used, how it can come handy to anyone. The Rift Herald receives one use of charge when summoned, which is consumed as soon as a player hops onto Herald, or when Herald automatically charges a tower unpiloted. In the event a nearby enemy tower or inhibitor is destroyed, Herald will receive an additional charge. This charge and cooldown is displayed on Rift Herald health bars. Okay, the charge lasts for up to 14 seconds, starting at 150 movement speed and ramping up to 600 movement speed over 5 seconds. This is increased by 75% when charging towards an enemy tower. The charge will end up upon collision with a structure or terrain, reducing the Herald's health by 65% and ejecting the player 200 plus 75% of player's attack range. Units in the opposite direction of the charge. In the event Herald's charge hits a live tower, the ejection distance is increased to 700 plus 75% of player's attack range units. So in theory, you can just massively increase Herald's charge range if your own attack range is massive. Like if you're charging a Caitlyn, or I got it wrong, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. If a player steers the Rift Herald through enemies, including champions, the enemy will receive 250 true damage and be knocked airborne. Huh. That's interesting. If a player steers the Rift Herald into an enemy structure, a bonus 2000 plus 0 to 750 based on average champion level damage will be dealt to the structure, plus the number of hunger of the void stacks of the user, so it all stacks. Well, it makes sense, kinda makes sense to me. Void mids will be spawned to attack the tower, and the player will gain a temporary shield. Makes sense. New Rift Herald now has Baron Gaze, which reduces damage taken from the last enemy attack by 50%. Okay. I mean, makes sense to me as well. Empowered Recall. The holder gains Empowered Recall until the eye is used expires. All allied champions who assisted in killing Herald gain a single completed use. Oh, wow, that's actually very good. That's very good, especially for supports on high ranks who used to roam for Heralds. I believe they will roam for these Heralds the same way as they used to do so earlier. However, now it actually makes sense more because you will have Empowered Recall anyway, so like the punishment for the roam won't be like that heavy because you recall faster anyways. Sharing gold is carrying. Rift Herald grants any gold it gains from turret plate to the players that summoned them if they weren't around. Rift Herald grants any gold it gains from turret plates to all champions who assisted in killing the Herald. Wow. Wow, that's actually very interesting. It's actually very interesting, and this is at the same time uh, kind of simplifying the game, I believe, because earlier it was more of a strategic decision. Like, you got Herald, and you want to decide whether you want to use Herald on this lane or on that lane. You want to get these plates or go for a tower destruction. You want to use it for that lane, or you want to funnel gold into that top laner, for example. Now it just looks a very simplified way to use it, because gold will be granted to everyone who was farming this herald. Honestly, I don't like this one. I don't like this one. I really love the concept of empowered recall for everyone, but I don't like the concept of sharing gold to anyone, because it kind of kills the concept of herald itself, to be honest. Because earlier it was like a massive snowball to a team, specifically to someone who is getting funneled with the gold from the herald. Now it's kind of I mean, another objective. Like, what's the point of herald then comparing to drakes? Maybe I'm just biased. Maybe I'm wrong. We will see. Autocast. Upon expiring, the Eye of the Herald will autocast with no channel time and summon Rift Herald. In the event your champion is currently dead, the Herald will spawn in your team's fountain. That's bullshit. I don't like it. It's simplifying. Like, it's simplifying. It, like, they want to cut your responsibility for making a mistake and dying when you carry Herald, or if you didn't pay enough attention and you didn't use it. I don't like it. It's fucking terrible. Yeah, some new players would say, "Hey, how cool! I always had this mistake. I always were doing this mistake." And like, more experienced players who are playing this game for years, they like. I'm pretty sure the majority of them will say that this is a negative change. Like, what's the point of it? The game is already as easy as I don't know what. Why would you simplify it even more? Cringe? Cringe. I don't like it. Well, Rift Herald. HP scales from 700 to 140, 200 based on level. Attack damage scales up to 250. Experience scales based on level. That's cool. That's cool. Gold given on takedown. 100 gold to killer, 100 local gold. So kinda nerfed the importance of Herald. That's actually good, because in pro play the importance of Rift Herald at 8 minutes was just way too high. Way too high. The games were often decided by this one Herald fight. So nerfing the total reward for getting Herald is actually a good idea. Voidboard Sentinel, Brambleback and Scott. What? This is like some Void season? Maybe, I'm not sure, maybe considering that everything is just painted to like Void stylistic, like to purple, they have this narrative of like pushing the game into like, you know, like this Void theme, and they will just rotate it from season to season. Like, one season we have Void theme, and on next season will be water, fire, earth, and so on, like with element related game, kinda. Crest of Insight blue buff. So haste is static now. Instead of scaling with levels, now it's static. Is it cool? Kinda, yeah, because you will know what to expect. You will not pay attention that much to your levels. Now you will clearly understand what to expect from this ability, Haste Garden. Right, Crest of Cinders. Mana regeneration is not static. However, it's not. Wait, it's only levels 1, 4, 6. It's levels of blue buff. Am I right? I wonder if it's levels of camps or levels of players. Probably levels of camps. Because it sounds kinda early, like 3% max. Wait, it's health regeneration? Oh, it's red buff, never mind. I'm dumb. All good. But still, I mean, 3% max health regeneration at level 6. I'm pretty sure it's level 6 of the camp, because it wouldn't make any sense. Like, 3% at level 6 of the champion is too much. It's just too much. In theory, you can just get like this red buff and survive any poke during the laning phase. When the buffs become Voidborn, they no longer transfer to opponents upon the owner's death, mainly to prevent giant messes with everyone having buffs all the time. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Upon death, Draconic Sentinel and Bumbleback will give the champion that slayed them a version of their respective buffs unchanged, and drop a duplicate of their buff at their original spawn location. Only one buff will be shareable with allies, while the other must be claimed by an allied champion with jungle item in their inventory. That's something that we already had. Starting at 20 minutes, once slain, the Draconic Bumbleback and Sentinel will respawn at their Voidborn counterparts. Okay. Blue-red buff sharing mechanics are no longer tied to jungle item progression. Aha, so you can share them like pretty much any moment of the game. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's interesting. That kind of might shift the meta towards more active game early on, I believe, especially for mages. Not only for mages, in fact, like champs who can spam their spells, even for energy relating champions, like they rely on energy. Energy regen is increased as the buff as well, so why not? Why not? Alright, when slain, Voidborn Scuttler will send out a massive Scryer's Bloom effect, like a flower. Okay, revealing all champions and wards in a large surrounding area, similar to Scryer's. All wards revealed this way will be reduced to 1 HP. Okay. Man, this Baron Nashor is ugly. Holy fuck. It looks terrible. Guys, what you've done to Baron Nashor? Hunting Baron. Baron calls a pillar of lightning over every nearby enemy. After 0.7 seconds, they begin to strike. Delayed by 1.1 second per strike. These deal 15% of target's current health. Huh. All seen Baron. Baron summons Rift towards the two furthest enemies he can see within 2200 units. These last for 3 seconds and deal 150 magic damage on the first hit, and 50 damage for every subsequent hit. Territorial Baron. Baron reaches out after 1.5 seconds. He grabs all enemies in the cone, pulling them 300 units and dealing 75 magic damage to them. Interesting. So Baron sounds like a much harder objective now, huh? And you can just let's say rush it at 20 minutes if you have some tank who can tank it without losing any HP, let's say Maokai or Ornn or K'Sante or whoever, literally whoever who has tank items. Because honestly, I don't like the concept that Baron is that easy to take. Such an impactful objective. Yeah, it's tanky. It's tanky, in fact it's tanky, but the fact that you can take it without losing any HP and only tank will lose something, well, it's stupid. It's stupid. I personally think Baron is supposed to be an objective that you can only take if you got like -3 kills on enemy team, something like that. Not just try to rush it, even if your team comp is like very good, like objective oriented one, like you have Azure mid with like some percentage damage, like Vayne ADC. You got my idea, right? Baron Nashor health 11,1400 basically, and 180 HP per minute from game start, right? So basically, wait. So if I got it right, if I got it right, even at minute 20, if I got it right, it's supposed to be 14k. They don't say it scales from its spawn, but from game start, so it's supposed to be around 14k by the time it spawns. 14k is a lot. At 500, wait, and 500 AD. AD will cap at 520. So it will be, so it will be 520 AD at 22 minutes. Wait, what? No, I'm dumb, never mind. Wait, AD scales from spawn. AD scales from spawn. So to put it simple, it's supposed to be 520 AD at 37 minutes, if I did math right. 520 AD, 37 minutes. I mean, at 37 minutes, all of you are going to be full items anyways. If economy didn't change too much, yeah, the majority of you are going to be full items anyways. So 350 AD at 20 minutes is much more than 520 at 37. So it's kind of whatever. Experience 600 all contributors plus. I don't really want to go over like basic stats. It's whatever. But experience matters. I'm curious why it has movement speed. It doesn't move now. Experience 600 to all contributors plus 800 distributed among nearby allied teammates. Wait. So 600 to all contributors. Imagine if you deal some damage, like if you're playing on the enemy team, right, and you're trying to steal that Baron, and you did like Hui's QW or Graga's ultimate or Zeke's ultimate or Lux's ultimate, so you will be granted like 600 XP as well, or do I get it wrong? Gold-wise it's kinda the same, it's whatever. Baron terrain variations. Wait, it has variations? What the hell? Wait, Hunt and Baron Pit, so... I mean, it's kinda the same as regular one, no? Yeah, it's kinda the same. We don't have this pixel bush, but it's kinda the same. His new spell in the speed punishes group top enemies, so make sure to distance properly. That's good. That's good, so people don't position themselves as dumb fucks. That's good. Territorial ban. So, wait, let's go over spells once again. So, spells. Yeah, so spells rotate based on the terrain. Huh, all seen Baron Pit. What the Such a weird terrain all seen Baron Pit has. Wow. So it has basically two potential entrances. And you can go from behind as well. Holy moly. Nah, this one is actually insane. The third one is actually insane. This is the most different from pits of the day. It's much easier to access Baron from the river in this variation. With new strong flank and flee angles. Indeed, man, this is fucking nuts. I can't believe this is a thing. Like, it's so cool, I love it. It's actually so interesting how you play around it. But yeah, man, this is type of the Baron I would love to see, because this one is so, like, it's so risky. If you didn't kill enemy jungler or if enemy team has a great Baron's potential in general, it's so risky to start Baron like that, because how do you deward everything? Like, yeah, you can place a control ward inside the pit, but you have these two entrances that you cannot deward, because you'll need like what, 3 control wards to deward the entire area. His new spell in this pit goes far and controls zones, locking up some of the free new space that he's made here. Wow, I love that one. This one is great. In case you missed, we released a dev blog late last year digging into these terrain changes. We recommend checking out the entire thing if you're curious about how we landed on these changes. We got a few different goals with the map changes this season. At the highest level, our goal is to make lanes more fair across sides. Red and blue sides have very different advantages in the lane with respect to how to gank them, how fights play out, how you can posture against the brush or river, etc. These differences will still exist, but in lesser ways. For example, top lane red side won't feel nearly so exposed when pushing up, so you don't need to be a safer laner to exist when the champ select goes put you red side. The second goal of the map changes was specifically around making solo lanes a bit more protected from junglers. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point, especially for top lane, because the majority of top laners, especially on lower ranks, they just autopilot their jungle roads towards top side, and this is kind of stupid because you know, it makes top laners suffer for literally no reason, while in fact Genkin bot should be more beneficial because you're Genkin 2 champions instead of 1. So it makes sense. Genkin's primarily early game output was just too strong in most cases. Each lane had a slightly different reason for their changes. However, let's take a quick dive into those now, right? This bush is kind of weird. I mean, the one at the center. I mean, jungle is kind of the same. Jungle is pretty much the same. However, I feel like the alcove is kind of changed, and the river is kind of changed. Let's look at mid. I don't really want to read the wall of text because I don't really care about that. But I can clearly see I can clearly see everything in the picture. Wow, wow! So many changes on mid lane. It's crazy. Wow. So mid is hella wide now, no? It's actually super wide. I don't know, it feels like a different game. Like, the mid is like 2 or 3 times, actually like 3 times wider than it was. It's a weird change, I'm not gonna lie. Like, some people might say it's cool for mid laners because it's harder to gank them. Yeah, that's true. But some champions might actually don't really like it because the walls are like super far now from the wave, so you can't really be too spicy with your places. Kiana or Estelia now, I believe, because these two were relying on walls badly. Kind of weird. Bot lane. I mean, aside from this bush on the river, I don't see too many differences. Yeah, I mean, this entrance near red turret is kind of different, and the overall lane looks like little longer one. But aside from that one, bot lane is kinda the same. Kinda the same. This is sick for Rengar players. For Rengar, for Nidalee, so many bushes. And what's cool for them that those bushes are kind of linear. You know, like you don't need to walk some specific path to get closer to these bushes. Like you just need to walk a straight line, and you'll eventually get to those bushes. It's kind of a good buff. I'm not sure how those champions are going to feel themselves considering the item changes that we're gonna read soon. But speaking of the bushes, it's kinda promising for them. Jungle. Alright, in jungle, literally everything changed, man. Like, literally everything. Jungle just looks different. This one, let's read. Except, wait. Lane adjustments and add, lane adjustments and add a lot of new interest to Dragon and Baron fights. Access to these epic monster fights on live is relatively easy through a major choke point opposite the monster or minor choke points deeper into river or the jungle further out. The latest adjustments aim to shift away from a single choke point and focus combat around multiple entries, as well as generally overhaul how these fights play out. This space is quite soft and players are very used to this macro. Contestants should be a little bit more equal across site, as this currently tends to advantage the team who can comfortably engage and escape from an objective. True. These adjustments, as noted above, also do help roaming quite a bit, as there is a safe secondary pass for both teams that doesn't involve any jungle movement. All in all, our goal is that junglers should have a harder time ganking, especially early, but shouldn't really feel like they have no more agency over the game. I mean, I kinda agree to it, but On a serious note, considering how broken jungle was, starting with like season 6, season 7, probably it wouldn't be a bad thing to kill jungle for one season. Probably. Wait, infernal terrain changes. Given the terrain changes we introduced in 14.1, we also need to adjust some drakes so they will play nicely with all of the new walls. This includes moving a few small walls and brushes for mountain and ocean drake. However, after we spent so much time building walls across the rift, we took a step back to look at infernal map changes again, which led to the following changes. Infernal cinders spawn randomly on the map in small groups with a higher likelihood of spawning towards the losing team. Okay, picking up a naturally spawned Infernal Cinder grants a small burst of movement speed and grants an Infernal Cinder stack. Infernal Cinder stack grant 0.3 ability haste per stack on death. On death, up to 5 cinders can be maintained, with some of the remainder being dropped on the ground and the rest being destroyed. Cinders dropped from player deaths don't grant the burst of movement speed upon pickup. Wait, but in theory you can collect unlimited amount of them, right? It says only if you die you'll keep only 5 of them, but in fact you can collect as many as you wish. Infernal Rift will no longer destroy any walls on the Rift. Okay? We want to experiment with these changes after considering player feedback about the Infernal Rift being the least interesting in terms of gameplay. Our goal is that this will help us create more interesting map states beyond just terrain changes like the current hex tech and chem tech. That said, we'll keep a close eye on how these changes land and how players like them. Okay? Wait, base armor increased. God bless. They just heard my prayers. This one is super good. I swear to God, this one is super fucking good. Like, buffing Huei's armor at least by 3 points is actually massive. Because, dude, 18 armor at level 1? 18? Seriously? This is like just super good. Tectonic disruption. I mean, projectile chair. I see. It changed based on level. Kinda whatever. Honestly, kinda whatever. Not that much of important information. Jungle damage adjustments. Champion bonus damage to non-epic monsters, 42% to 25%. Okay, pet damage per second. Move to 20, scaling to 90 based on level, scales of AD, scales of AP. Wait, but at the end of the day it will be much more than it was, no? It also scales of bonus arm. It was scaling as well, bonus health. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day it will be much more. Like, much more. Pet damage per second cap with the epic monster. 60-40 based on levels. Okay. I mean, it kinda makes sense to make a cap because the damage will be much higher than it was, so yeah. Items. Man, that's going to be a lot. Alright, the following items have been removed. Crown of the Shattered Queen. Kinda good because was a dumb item as fuck, like very easy to remove it, and the assassins really had hard times playing against it. But like, if you like, clearly you don't want to build it into a poke team, but you know, when let's say you're playing against something like Zerod support and Zed on enemy team, you want to build it against Zed, yet the Zerod support can remove it with 1Q, so what's the point? Or like with proc of Ludens. Everfrost. Everfrost removed is kinda yikes. There were so many champions who were using Everfrost. Leech and Leer. Leech and Leer was this part of Riftmaker for Omnivamp. Okay, so Riftmaker build pass is changed as well. Demonic Embrace is removed. Woo, Stopwatch is removed. Interesting, okay. So, wait. Perfectly timed stop. So runes were changed as well. Okay, interesting. Rift Maker. Total cost 3k gold. Item recipe: Hunting Geese, Finnish Codex plus 800 gold. Hunting Geese is return, so yeah, we'll have this mask. Earlier it was given Magic Pen, I'm not sure what it gives now. 80 ability power, 15 ability haste, 350 gold. Void corruption for each second in combat. Okay, that's kind of the same as Riftmaker was. Void infusion, gain 2% of your bonus health as ability power. So only bonus health scales as ability power. So probably kind of good for champs like Vladimir. Yeah, like Vladimir, probably like Gragas. Basically, all the AP champions who have high bonus HP. Omnivamp updated with the following. Omnivamp heals you for a percentage of damage you deal, with reduced effect 20% effectiveness on minions and monsters. Additionally, Omnivamp heals you for the full amount with pet or AoE damage. Okay, that's good to know. Mulligans. Lost Chapter, Finnish Codex plus 700 gold, 80 ability power, 20 ability haste, 600 mana. Alright, this is basic score on gain, 20 ability haste for your ultimate. Alright, so this is kind of a replacement to Liandry, I feel like. Basically non-DPS Liandry, it looks like. Oh, I mean, yeah, basically non-DPS, like something like Liandry for bursting mages. Whenever you damage an enemy champion with your ultimate, burn the ground beneath them for 3 seconds, dealing 60 plus 6% AP damage, AP magic damage every second, and reducing their magic resistance by 1 per user level. So you can move all the way up to 18, I mean all the way down to 18, for as long as they're on the burning ground. Note, radius increases based on damage done, 250 plus 2 multiplied by itself. Wait, I got it wrong? So like 252 multiplied by 252, or I'm dumb, I'm not sure about this one. Well, anyway. Wait. I think it's cubed, no? It's cubed, it's sin of cubed. So 750? Alright, I'll need someone to explain this one, I'm not sure. With a maximum radius of 550. I mean 550 not much, but not low as well. It's kinda just normal range. Little more than regular auto attack. Luden's Companion. 3k, not a cheap item. Lost Chapter plus Hackstack Alternator plus 700 gold. 90 ability power, 20 ability haste, 600 mana. I mean, basically, these first 3 items are kind of replacements to old mythic items, right? Gain a shot charge every 3 seconds, up to maximum of 6 seconds. Fire. Damaging abilities consume all shot charges to deal an additional 40 plus 8% of AP magic damage to the target, and 1 additional nearby target per charge. If there are insufficient target in range, for each remaining charge, repeat the damage on the primary target, dealing 35% of the damage. That sounds solid. I mean, that actually sounds broken. I mean, add like 10 to 15 magic penetration to this item, and it's broken like right away. Storm Surge. Hextech Alternator, Etherbeast, plus 950 gold. Quite an expensive one, to 2900. 100 ability power, 10 magic penetration, 5 movement speed. Yikes! That's solid. Okay, dealing 35% of a champion's maximum health within 3 seconds, applies Storm Surge to them and grants the user 25% movement speed for 2 seconds, 30 seconds cooldown. Basically, a perfect item for champs like Akali or Gwen. Or LeBlanc, for example, but mainly for Akali or Gwen, I believe. Passive Storm Surge. After 2 seconds, Storm Surge strikes the target with lightning, dealing 120 to 260 damage, based on level, plus 4 wait, it scales. Oh, okay, it scales of 40% of AP for melee, and 90 to 195 for range champions. Okay, that's good that they separated it for melee and range champions. If they die to the lightning or before the lightning strikes, it detonates immediately in a large area around them, and you gain 30 gold. Man, this is an AP collector, no? This is kind of an AP collector. But what's cool, if you kill someone, like basically if you focused a target already, it detonates and hits someone else. So even if you used all your spells on an assassin or on Gwen, doesn't really matter on who, you will still get to deal some damage to the other guy who is trying to save the enemy. So yeah, this item is broken. This item is kind of broken, I must say. Hex the Crooked Belt, 2500, quite cheap. 60 ability power, 300 health, 15 ability haste. Ability haste could be a little higher, maybe like 20 would be better. Active supersonic dash in target direction, unleashing an arc of magic missiles that deal 175 plus 15% magic damage. Basically, the only champion who can potentially build this item is Phil6 probably, because I don't really see anyone else who could potentially need this item. It would kind of make no sense to me. Cosmic Drive. Cosmic Drive is buffed. I mean, it's kind of the same. I feel like it's the same stats it got now. 5% movement speed. Unique passive spell dance. Damage an enemy champion with an ability grants. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same. Ah, no. You had to stack. Yeah, you had to stack Cosmic Drive. You had to deal like DPS, so it was good for champs like Brand, like Hui, stuff like that. And now, basically, if you damage them with any ability, it will grant you movement speed based on level. Now it's kind of better. I feel like it's much more flexible, and more champions might allow to use it. Hunting Geese. Ability power health, madness. For each second in combat with enemy champions deal 2% bonus damage, up to 6%. Gwen? Guys, do you see Gwen when you're reading this one? Because I feel like this is Gwen. Actually, Brand as well. Because once Brand hit one of his spells, all the time the enemy will burn will count as he's in combat. So it's Brand as well. Or Singed. Yeah, Singed as well for sure, man. Singed gonna love this one. Hextech Alternator. Is it the same? Rev damaging the champion deals an additional 50 to 100, but yeah, it's kind of the same. The price is changed, like it's increased by 50, but overall it's the same item. It doesn't really matter. Leandri's Torment. Ability power, 90 ability power, I think it was like 60. And it gives no mana now, it was given 600 mana. 300 health. Alright, so they removed Demonic's Embrace, but they changed Leandri that way that champions like Rumble will build Leandri. Yeah, Leandri is kinda good now. Kinda good for Rumble, for Singed, stuff like that. Passive Torment, dealing damage with ability causes enemies to burn. Okay. Suffering. For each second yeah, okay. Damage cap to monsters per second. This is very good. This is very good that they cap the damage to monsters. It's very good because otherwise this item will be broken when you fight monsters. Horizon Focus. 90 ability power, 20 ability haste. It's kinda cheap actually. It's actually super cheap. 2700 for these stats. When you deal damage with abilities to champions at 700 range or greater, reveal them for 6 seconds. Alright, so they changed how it was non-targeted abilities. So basically non-point click ability. Now it can be any ability. Deal 10% increase damage to enemies revealed by Hypershell. Okay, so this is something that might get more popular. I feel like stats are great. These stats are like really good. When revealing an enemy with Hypershot, reveal all other enemy champions within within 1200 range of them for 2 seconds. 30 seconds. This is actually super solid. So if you hit some Kha'Zix who is invisible or Vayne who is invisible, you can just highlight everyone when you're fighting around Baron or Drake. Huh, this one is actually very strong. It should cost more. Like, I feel like Horizon Focus should be broken now. Yeah, it sounds very unbalanced. Secret Arm Guard. Holy fuck, it's expensive. It's expensive. Active Stasis. Used one time only to become invulnerable and untargetable for 2.5 seconds. So basically new version of stopwatch. The user is prevented from taking any other actions during this time. Yeah, basically it's the same. It's the same. But Secret Arm Guard is like new version of stopwatch. Maybe Riot just want to do stopwatch being exclusively an AP item and separate it from AD build, and they have some other alternative for Guardian Angel. I believe we'll come to it soon. Crypt Bloom. Okay. 60 ability power, 10 ability haste, 30% magic penetration. That's like new version of Void stuff. Life from Death. Whenever you get a takedown on an enemy champion within 3 seconds of damaging them, create a healing nova on their location what heals allies for 50 plus 50% of AP. Honestly, a very weird item. I can see champions like Viger using it, but overall a very weird item. Like, a really fucking weird item. I'm not sure who else gonna use it. Like, this item is really weird. It sounds like a very niche item, something like Serpent's Fang in earlier seasons. But in case with Serpent's Fang, it was very clear like when you want to buy it. In case with Crypt Bloom, I'm not sure if you want to buy it on any other champion than Viger, honestly. A very weird item, not gonna lie. Shadow Flame. Hella expensive, 3200 gold, needs a large road, hextech alternator. So the build pass is the same, but the item is so expensive, holy fuck. 120 ability power, 10 magic penetration, passive Cinder Bloom, magic damage and true damage critically strikes enemies below 35% health? What? Didn't 20% increase damage, increased to 30% increase damage for damage over time and pet effect. What? Okay, so that's clearly a great item for Karthus. But it's also a great item for pretty much anyone who use damage over time. So Singed, Brand, anyone. I mean, for Singed probably not that much because it doesn't really have any survivability. But what if you build just full AP Singed? In theory it can work as well. DPS champs. Well, this item is strong. But on the other hand, it's also very expensive, like 320 gold. I mean, 3200 gold. Basically, it's too expensive. But Ben, what else you can get for that amount of gold? In theory, you can get Horizon Focus, which is like 500 cheaper, but it also has like 30 less AP. And Horizon Focus doesn't have magic penetration. The stats are great. It's like very solid. Yeah, I mean, at this point, Evelyn will just one-shot everyone who is low HP. Doesn't really matter if you have magic resistance or not. She will just one-shot you if you're low HP. This Herald. Amplifying Tome. It's getting buffed. That's not bad. I mean, mages will be happy about that one. I personally don't really like it yet, but mages will be definitely happy. Alright, so all the AP items are getting buffed. Clearly. Zona Horrorless. Price is increased by 250. It's cool. It's cool. Ability power by 40. Alright, it doesn't have ability haste anymore. I mean, the fact that you will have stasis is still broken, right? The item is still great. Bench's Veil. Now doesn't give you any ability haste, gives 120 ability power, magic resistance is increased to 50. Passive grants a shield that blocks the next enemy ability. It's buffed now. I think it was 40 seconds, now it's 30. Cooldowns you start when damage is taken from champions. That's logic. That's logic. Wait, but earlier I think it wasn't restarting. Huh. Wait, Verdant Bear blocks enemy. Aha! So that's like budget Banshee. Budget Banshee for AP champions. And it also gives AP, so it's not that bad. Man, this season is. Phew, holy moly. Alright, Archangel stuff. 80 ability power, ability haste is increased, mana is increased. Passive, gain ability power equal to 1% bonus mana. Okay, that's the same. Passive, mana charge. Strike a target with an ability to consume a charge and gain 5 mana. Double to the target of the champion. Grants a maximum of 160 mana at which point this item transforms into Serf's Embrace. Gain a new mana charge every 8 seconds. Maximum of 5 charges. This item transforms into Serf's Embrace at 360 mana. Okay, it's basically the same. Upon taking damage that would reduce your health below 30% skin. Okay, it's also shield. Doesn't give HP anymore, but it kinda makes you stronger as a spellcaster. Rebellion Death Cap. Price is the same. Ability power is increased to 140. Magic Opus increase your ability power by 40%. Increase your ability power by 35%. So it's kinda a buff and a nerf at the same time. Pretty much the same item, I would say. Honestly, that's a very wise change considering how crazy are the numbers on AP casters now. So you don't really want to make them overtuned. However, I'm more than convenient that with that many new items, sooner or later we will reveal that some items are actually broken. Because pretty much all the AP items are reworked in one way or the other. Void Staff. The price is increased by 200. Ability power is increased by 15. Magic penetration remains the same. 200 for 15 AP. Yeah, I mean 200 for 15 AP is kinda too much. However, 40% magic penetration, the fact that it's not changed is great. It's great. Rod of Ages. Price is reduced by 200. Ability power is reduced by 10. Health. Health is removed by 50. Mana. Mana is reduced by 100. This item stacks the same way as it was earlier. Passive works the same way as it was earlier. For every 200 healing or mana restored with turn gain. Okay, so now it doesn't give movement speed. I wonder who is going to build this item then. I mean, yes, it's cheap, but also it's kind of not giving you enough, probably. I mean, for champions like Singed, probably still makes sense because you kind of wanna one of these free sustain it offers. So I feel like champions like Singed still might love it. Catalyst. It's the same. It's the same. HP is increased by 50, but it's the same. Yeah, pretty much. Lichbane. Oh, this is interesting. I already see that. Price is increased by 100. Ability power is increased by 15. Ability haste is unchanged. Movement speed is unchanged. Unique passive. After using an ability, your next attack is enhanced with an additional 100% base AD plus 50% AP magic damage. I mean, scale, AD scale is increased, but who builds Lichbane for AD champions, right? Maybe someone will. Spellblade now grants 50% attack speed while available. Wait, what? What does it mean while available? While it's not on cooldown and you can activate it, or what? I'm not sure. Like this one is phrased stupidly. I'm not sure about it one. Like this had to be phrased that way that if Spellblade is on cooldown, if your Spellblade is not on cooldown, you will have plus extra 50% attack speed. If your Spellblade is on cooldown, you will not have the bonus, something like that. Neshertus. Ability power is changed from 100 to 90. Ability haste is unchanged. Attack speed is unchanged. Unique passive is unchanged. Price is reduced by 200. Well, this is a good buff. This is actually a good buff. 10 AP removed, but overall this is a good buff, especially for champs who really need it, like Gwen, Diana, yeah, AP Twitch. These type of champions, they might love it badly. Morale Nomicon is reduced by 800, whoa. But AP remains the same, it's 90. No more magic penetration, ability haste is increased to 15. But I mean, dude, 90 ability power at 15 ability haste for this price, this is strong. Yeah, it doesn't give you any like super strong passive that like makes boom boom near you, but at the same time, if you're playing against heal reliant team complex Rock or Mundo, man, this is fucking broken. This is nuts. This is very strong. Whew. Fighter and diver items. Hullbreaker. Total cost is 3k. Honestly, I was hoping. Wait, the following items have been removed: Gore Jinker is removed, Divine Thunder removed, Silver Maradon removed, and Iron Spike Whip. Iron Spike Whip, so. I mean, yeah, with Divine Thunder, I'm pretty sure with both Gore Jinker and Divine Thunder, they just didn't understand how they're going to nerf these two items. With Silver Maradon, I'm pretty sure they realized that the item is shit and no one is using it, so it's just not needed in game. And Hullbreaker, I'm not sure why they didn't remove the Hullbreaker, because as I see it, they didn't really find a way to nerf it properly. So kinda weird. Alright, Hullbreaker, 65 AD, 350 health, 5% bonus movement speed, passive skipper. Every fifth basic attack against champions and epic monsters deals. Okay, new passive. Increase to base AD. Increase to 400 to 200. Basically extra damage to structures and epic monsters. Boarding party. Nearby allied, siege, and super minions gain 20 to 135 bonus armor magic. But man, this is stupid, no? I mean, this is legit stupid. How fucking dumb is that? They removed the reason why Hullbreaker was kinda weak, right? When your team is just not listening to you and grouping with you, you've been losing your resists. And now, yeah, I mean, now it only has strong sides. Okay, Hullbreaker is broken as well. I mean, it looks like it is broken to me. Blade of the Ruined King. Hell expensive 3200. I mean, it was the same way. Miss Edge. Attacks applied an additional 12% for melee, 9% for range enemy current health. Physical damage on hit. It's the same. Passive. Clown and Shadows. Your first basic attack against enemy champion slows them by 30% for 1 second. This is actually cool for champions who can benefit from all-in potential by the fact that they have this item. So, to put it simple, it's champions like Jax and Vayne. I feel like Jax can now use this item more comfortably than he was earlier, because after Jax was revoked, I rarely saw someone building Blade of the Ruined King, but now probably it's time. Phage. Total cost is the same. Stats are kinda the same. Attacking a unit grants 20 movement speed for 2 seconds. Kinda the same. Eclipse. 70 attack damage, 15 ability haste, no lethality as I can see. Ever-Rising Moon. Hitting a champion with 2 separate attacks or abilities within 1.5 seconds deals 8/4 max health bonus physical damage and grants you a 160 plus 4% plus 40% bonus AD for melee champions and 80 for range champions. Shield. Okay, it's kind of the same. Right, US is dying, never mind. Spear of Shojin. Item recipe is kinda... The build is the same, basically. The build is the same, stats are kinda the same. Passive, your non-ultimate spells gain 15 ability... Wait. Your non-ultimate spells gain 15 ability haste. Okay, it's interesting. Passive. Spell hits grant stacks. Your spells deal 3% increased damage for each stack. Huh. I mean, when I think about it right now, it doesn't sound that someone who didn't build Spear Shojin initially will start building it out of nowhere. But those champions who've been building Spear of Shojin, well, they will probably love it even more. Like Hakarim, like Jax, like Renekton, like Jarvan. Those champions might love it. Ravenous Hydra, hella expensive. 70 attack damage, 20 ability haste, 10 lifesteal. Very good stats, I must say. Ravenous Crescent. Deal 100% total attack damage, physical damage to nearby enemies within 450 units. This damage applies lifesteal, 10 seconds cooldown. But it's active now. So it's kinda the same thing as Goredrinker was. Kinda. Passive. Cleave. Attacks deal 40% AD. So range champions are not that powerful. I mean, a very good item stats wise, but very expensive. Titanic Hydra. Titanic Hydra is active now too, actually. Passive part is kinda the same. Active. On your next attack, Cleave will deal 6% or 3... of target's maximum health bonus physical damage to your target and maximum health bonus physical damage for the shockwave. Interesting. This sounds powerful, but also very expensive. Like, the item is powerful but very expensive. Tiamat. Active. Well, I mean, they removed Goredrinker and Iron Spike Whip, but Tiamat and Ravenous Hydra are kinda replacing it, as I can see it. Hearthbound Axe. It's kinda the same, but not given movement speed anymore. Earlier it was given movement speed, but not given movement speed now. Stridebreaker. I think Stridebreaker was not given attack speed earlier. Yeah, it was not. It certainly was not given attack speed, I think. Breaking Shockwave. Slow nearby enemies and gain 30% bonus movement speed per champion hit that decays over 3 seconds. Can move while casting. Hekarim. This is Hekarim. I see Hekarim when I see this item. Passive Temper. Dealing physical damage grants 20 bonus movement speed for 2 seconds. This is strong. Holy shit. Stridebreaker might be super strong for almost any bruiser in this game. Like, literally any single bruiser will benefit from this item. Anyone. Like, Darius, Jax, Fiora, anyone will benefit from this Stridebreaker. And it's not that expensive comparing to Hydras. Only 3100. Experimental Hexblade. Alright, 55 attack damage, 20% attack speed, 300 health. Passive, gain 30 ultimate ability haste. Passive, after casting your ultimate, gain 35% attack speed and 15% bonus movement speed for 7 seconds. Hello Jax, this is called Hello Jax. Basically, any champion who has all-in potential with this item, they will build it. Hello Jax, hello Vayne top lane. I only see those two champions, but yeah, for Vayne, Experimental Hexblade, holy shit, this is broken. For Jax, you can at least try to run away. For Vayne, good luck running. Sundered Sky. Total cost 3100, 55 attack damage, 300 health, 15 ability haste. Passive. Light Shield Strike. The first attack against the champion will critically strike and heal for 140% base AD, plus 6% of missing health. I'm not sure why, but when I'm reading about this item, the description of this item, I think of Draven. To me, it's like a very good Draven item. Basically, probably anyone who has high flat AD numbers and tend to play on low HPs. Draven, probably Kled, probably Riven, something like that. Interesting item. This one has very great potential. Tunneler, this is a new item. Kinda similar to Phage. I would say. Wait, 15? 15 to 150. What Phage was given? 15 to 100. So it's the same, but it doesn't give movement speed. So, kinda looks like a shit item, but a needed component for many new items. So yeah. Steel Sigil. 15 attack damage, 30 or more. Yeah, well, basically that's a component when you need to play laning phase against an AD champion and you're an AD champion yourself. So kinda melee bruiser top lane matchup angle, something like that to me. Vitsand. Price is reduced by 400, not bad. Attack speed is increased by 15, magic resist is increased by 10. Attack damage is removed, so basically only champions who rely on attack speed will build this item now. No attack damage provided. At the same time, we get 20% tenacity now, while we've been getting none earlier. Attack supply 15 to 80 based on level bonus magic damage on hit. But it was the same. Now it just doesn't give extra movement speed. Yeah. And that's the main thing why we don't get extra movement speed as we were getting earlier, because now, as you can see, there is no Hearthbound X in the build pass. Now we have Recurve Bow instead. Triforce. Price is still hella expensive, 3,333. Attack damage is increased by 5, health is unchanged, attack speed unchanged, ability haste unchanged. Passive, Spellblade. After using an ability, your next attack is enhanced with additional 200 base AD physical damage on hit. Wait, what? 200% base AD physical damage on hit. Solid. With 1.5 seconds cooldown, not even 2 seconds. Ezreal will be super happy about this item. Passive, Quicken. Attacking a unit grants 20 movement speed for 2 seconds. Passive, 3 Fault Strikes removed. Okay, but I mean, this sounds not bad. This sounds not bad for pretty much any champion who would love to use a quick on-hit modifier. Pretty much Jax, Ezreal are those two champions that come to my mind first of all. Probably Fiora, yeah, but no other champions are coming to my mind. Black Cleaver. Price is reduced by 100, health is unchanged, attack damage is increased, ability haste is reduced. Passive, dealing physical damage. Wait, Wait. Dealing physical damage to an enemy champion reduces their armor by 4%, stacking up to 6 times. So, kinda nerfed. Attacking a unit... Wait, passive. Attacking a unit grants 20 movement speed for 2 seconds. I mean... We take those. For 1%, for losing 1% of armor reduction, we take those. That's not even that big of a lose. If you think about it, if you hit the enemy 6 times, you will lose 6% of armor penetration. Is that big if you hit some tank? Yes, it is. But in an average game, when the enemy champion has like 200-250 armor tops, that's not that much. Sterk's gauge. Price is unchanged, health is reduced to 400, tenacity is added, gain bonus attack damage equal to 50% base attack damage is unchanged. Let's take a look at shield. Upon taking damage that would reduce you below 30% health, gain 80% at 80% bonus health shield, decay over 4.5 seconds and gain 10% size. I mean, kinda whatever. To me, it sounds kinda whatever. Yeah, I mean, probably whatever. Honestly, probably whatever. Some champions like Hecarim, who could potentially go bruiser build, would probably benefit from it. But to me, sounds like a very niche item against team comps overloaded with CC, so you need to get tenacity against them. Tank and support tank items. Okay. Hollow Radiance. 600 HP, 40 magic resistance. Whoa, this is very tanky. 100% bonus health regeneration. Passive, immolate. Taking damage or dealing damage causes you to be in dealing... Magic damage per second to nearby enemies. Increased by 25% against minions for 3 seconds. Taking or dealing damage refreshes the duration of this effect. Desolate. Killing an enemy non-warden structure deals 20 plus 3.5 bonus health magic damage in area around them. So that's kind of Sunfire Cape, right? Something similar. Unending Despair. 400 health, 55 armor, 10 ability haste. I must say, I'm not sure for who this item is designed, because they said tank / support tank items, but at the same time I feel like 2800 is so fucking much. It's a lot. It's actually a lot for support. You cannot afford it as support. But anyways, Anguish. While in combat with champions, every 7 seconds deal... 7 seconds is kinda long. Deal 30 to 50 based on level plus 3% bonus health magic damage to nearby enemy champions within 650 units, healing for 250% of the damage dealt. I mean, that's something that you would love for someone very tanky like Alistar or Zag, when I'm thinking about it. But the majority of tanks, even though they are tanks, they're not going to be in combat for 7 seconds. This item sounds like complete bullshit to me, actually. This item has to be buffed, probably by reducing the time you need to be in combat. Because for now, it sounds like a dead item. No one will build it. Mark my words. Kaenic Rukern. 2900 gold. 400 health, 80 magic resistance? Woo! Passive Mage Bane. After not taking damage from champion for 12 seconds, gain a major shield for 20% of your maximum health. Alright, tanks might love it badly. Actually, this is a very good item for champs like Malphite, and ironically, basically for champions who don't really want to build any magic resistance. But if they have to, if they have to, they can stack billion HP, billion armor with other items, and get this one item to somehow make up for the fact that they don't have any magic resistance, and this one item will be exactly what they need in order to make up for the fact that they don't have any resistances against mages. Hard still. 1300, 800 health, base regeneration, Alright, charge up a powerful attack against champion over 3 seconds while within 700 range of them. The charge attack deals 100 plus 10% of health from items bonus physical damage and grants you 12% of that value as permanent maximum health. 30 seconds cooldown per target. Passive, Golef. For each 100 maximum health gains 3% increased size up to 30%. That's actually interesting. That's a very interesting concept. Especially for some bigger tanks like Malphite or Cho'Gath, that might be interesting. Or Mundo. Trailblazer. Item recipe, Winged Moonplate, Chain Vest, plus 700 gold. 250 HP, 40 armor, 5% bonus movement speed. Stats are fucking terrible for the price, but let's see. Formerly known as Go Fast with Friends. Alright, so that's something like Shirelle. Lead the way. While movement build up to 20 bonus movement speed. At maximum stacks, leave a trail that traces allied champions' movement speed by 15% of your movement speed. Your next attack discharges built up move speed for melee champions. At top speed, the attack also slows the target by 50% for 1 second. I mean, who even going to build this item? Yeah, the concept is very interesting, not gonna lie. But who is going to build this item aside from Singed? Like, I'm thinking about the champions. Like, yeah, potentially Kled sounds fun, but it doesn't have any AD. It doesn't have any combat stats. It's like this champion has to be either like a mix of a tank and damage dealer or a pure tank. Like, who can be that champion? Because I'm thinking about this item, and I don't know, probably the best option when you wanna buy it is when you are selling your boots as 6 item and replacing your boots with this item, but that's like the only way how you're gonna get it, and it's kind of weird, not gonna lie. Ziggs. 200 mana, 250 200 health, 250 mana, 30 armor, 20 ability haste. When you cast your ultimate, gain an ice storm around yourself for 5 seconds. The storm deals 50 magic damage per second and slows enemies inside for 30%. This is interesting. Very cheap. I mean, yeah, it's very interesting. Slow enemies inside for 30%. Singed might love it. Singed don't really want the extra ability haste, I think so. But the stats are cheap and the passive is kind of good. For pretty much any tank that starts a fight by using ulti. Like Malphite probably as well. This is good. I'm not sure it's like broken, but this doesn't sound bad. Like stats, yeah, they are not the strongest, but the passive is very strong, and cooldown is kinda alright, I would say too. Probably some scale into magic damage from your I don't know, HP or armor or magic resistance would be good. Locket. Locket. Total cost 2200 health, 230 magic resistance, 30 armor. Ability haste is changed from 20 to 10. Devotion. Grant nearby allies at 200 to 360 ally level scaling shield. Decay over 2.5 seconds, 90 seconds cooldown. I would say kinda a bad item. Very... I mean, it gives very balanced stats to you, but at the same time, you only want this item against very niche champions like Katarina or Ziggs, like something like that has hardcore AoE that you can kind of counter with this item, and at the same time it gives you small pieces of nothing. Like you get some HP, you get some magic resistance, some armor, but at the end of the day, you don't really benefit from this item as much as you benefited earlier. Seriously, I don't really like it. Warmogs. I'm really excited about this item because in last season I literally saw this item being built a couple of times. Health is reduced to 750, price is increased to 3100. Base regeneration unchanged, movement speed, they added movement speed, ability haste is removed. So now, if you have at least 1300 bonus health, restore health per second and gain 10% movement speed if damage hasn't been taken within 6 seconds. Interesting. Honestly, when I think of it, I don't even see champions who can potentially want it aside from Dr. Mundo. But maybe I'm wrong. Sounds honestly sounds kind of bad. But at the same time, not terrible. You know, like D tier item. Not completely dead, but not something that I would buy myself if I would play. Jack Show, 3200 health is moved to 300, armor is buffed by 250, magic resistance is buffed to 50 as well. So this item is actually a better version of Locket, but instead of like AoE shield, this is like ego stats only for you. Voidborn Resilience. For each second in champion combat, gain a stack up to a maximum of 5 stacks. At maximum stacks become empowered, increasing your bonus resist by 30% until end of combat. Interesting, but at the same time not really useful because yeah, up to a maximum of 5 stacks, and you need to be in combat to get them stacked. Kinda like the passive sounds kinda useless. Like stats are great for almost any tank in the game, but stats sound kinda useless. Not gonna lie. Deadman's Plate. Price is unchanged, health is unchanged, armor is unchanged, movement speed is unchanged. Let's see what we have in passives. While movement build up to 40 bonus movement speed, your next attack discharges build up movement speed to deal up to 40 bonus physical damage. Passive, unsinkable. The strength of movement slowing effects on you is reduced by 25%. Movement slowing. I mean, it's kinda like Boots of Swiftness passive. I'm not even sure in which scenarios you might wanna use it. Like, yeah, if enemy team has lots of slows, but realistically, this is going to be a very niche item, pretty much as it was last season as well. Randuin's is kinda unchanged. Armor is reduced by 5. Rock Solid passive. Every first incoming instance of post mitigation basic attack damage is reduced by 5. Maximum 20% reduction per attack, unchanged. Passive critical resilience. Ooh, so it counters crits 5% more now, so it's actually even stronger. So yeah, pretty much you wanna build it the same way as you wanted to build it in previous season. Anti crit comp. Like if you're playing against crit team, this is your item to build. Force of Nature. Price unchanged, health unchanged, magic resistance is reduced by 5, movement speed unchanged. Absorb. Taking magic damage from enemy champions grants a stack of Steadfast for 7 seconds. Enemy immobilizing effects grant an additional 2 stacks. One spell can add a new stack of Steadfast every 1 second. Dissipate. While at 8 stacks of Steadfast, gain 70 magic resistance and 10% increased movement speed. I wonder if that's like extra 70 magic resistance on top of what we already have, or total of 70 magic resistance, because if that's like extra 70 magic resistance, Bro, that's fucking a lot. That's 125 magic resistance combined in one item. That sounds surreal to me. Also, 10% increased movement speed is very solid. Iceborne Gauntlet. Health nerfed by 100 or more isn't changed. Ability haste is nerfed by 5. Let's see the change with Spellblade. After using an ability, your next attack is enhanced with an additional 100 base attack damage, physical damage, and creates a frost field for 2 seconds. Enemies that move across the field are also slowed by 20%. Plus 4% per 1k health. I mean, it's kind of the same as it was. Pretty much. Stats are adjusted, but yeah, I mean, stats are adjusted, price is reduced by a lot. Like, yeah, you lose 100 HP, yeah, you lose 5 ability haste, but price is much cheaper, like 400 difference is a lot. Champions like Malphite might love it. Winter's Approach, Fimbul Winter. This is strong. Actually, buffing the price by 200, so reducing it by 200 for such an item is actually very strong. Some champions might love it. Something like Sejuani, probably Jarvan as well. Sunfire, armor unchanged, HP reduced by 50. Taking or dealing damage causes you to be dealing 12 plus 1.75 bonus health. Magic damage per second to nearby enemies increased by 25% against minions for 3 seconds. Taking or dealing damage refreshes the duration of this effect. Damaging champions or epic jungle monster with this effect adds a stack, increasing subsequent immolate damage by 10% for 5 seconds, stacking up to 6 times for a total 60% increase. Whew! That's a long description, guys. Night's Woe. Price is the same. Health is reduced by 50. Armor is increased by 25. Ability haste isn't changed. Passive active unchanged. I mean, Night's Woe was fairly popular for all tanky supports in last season, and honestly, I don't see a reason to increase its armor. I see a point why they don't want to change the price. I would personally, I think the best way how to deal with it would be actually increasing the base health regeneration, or slightly adjusting ability haste. Maybe like adding 5 ability haste, or moving the base health regeneration to like 200, 250, but not touching health, not touching armor. I mean, nerfing it to 300 is totally alright because item was super popular, I get it. But what's the point buffing the armor, considering the fact that active was working with the pre-mitigation effect? So, like, you get this armor, but this armor doesn't really help with the damage that is redirected to you. So, what's the point? Frozen Heart. Ooh! Huh. Wait, so we trade 400 price for 20 armor. This is broken. Frozen Heart is fucking broken. This is so strong. This is... wow! This is nuts. This is actually nuts. This is so broken. It's crazy. Alright. Let's go with assassin items. A Voltaic Cyclo Sword. Oof. Brutalizer is returned? 55 attack damage, 18 lethality, 15 ability haste. Passive energized movement and attacking will generate an energized dashes and stealth stack energized. Wait. Dashes, 75% faster. Basically, that was expected considering the item build. Passive. Free moment. Your energized attack applies 100 bonus physical damage and slows enemies for 99% for 0.75 seconds. So the target cannot move. 20% for ranged users. So the target can move. But actually sounds kind of broken. actually sounds kind of broken. God bless it has 20% slow for ranged users, because if it would be 99% and Queen has this item, I would probably drop the game or do something with myself. Profane Hydra. Total how much? Man, this is holy how expensive it is. 3400. 60 AD, 18 lethality, 20 ability haste. The item is super expensive, but stats are very good for assassins. Heretical Slash. Deal 80... Wait, it's active. Heretical Slash. Deal 80% total attack damage, physical damage to nearby enemies. This damage increases to 120 total attack damage, physical damage to enemies below 30% health. So basically an item for execution. Probably a good item for Zed. Yeah, I mean, when I read about it, Zed, Talon are first two champions who come to my mind. Probably Kiana. Kiana potentially could be a good option too, but price is super expensive, and it makes sense considering how good are the stats. Passive Cleave. Attacks deal 40% AD, 20% AD for ranged. Damage to other units within... Wait. It just time at passive. I was brain lagging. It's just time at passive. Okay. Hubris. Okay. 60 AD, 18 lethality, 15 ability haste. Actually, as broken as Profane Hydra, but 400 cheaper. Passive Ego. When you kill an enemy champion, you are granted a statue of yourself. If you already have a statue, this statue upgrades. Passive Eminence. When a champion that you have damaged within the last 3 seconds dies, gain 10 plus 1 per rank of statue attack damage for 60 seconds. Huh. But I mean, the passive is kinda useless, this Ego with statues. I mean, unless you have like 20 kills or more, it makes no sense. But stat-wise, the item is great. The passive is dogshit, but stat-wise it's great, not gonna lie. Like, actually great. Alright, Opportunity. Opportunity, 55 attack damage, 18 lethality, 5% movement speed. Passive, Preparation. After being out of combat with champions for 8 seconds, gain 5 to 10 lethality based on level. This lethality lasts for 3 seconds after dealing damage to champions. Passive, Extraction. If a champion dies within 3 seconds of damaging them, gain 150 decay movement speed for 1.5 seconds. A very good item for Rengar, actually. This is a very good item for Rengar. And for Kha'Zix probably as well. 6 stats, not gonna lie. The price is kinda nice. 2700, but it gives you, like, kinda sucks it doesn't give ability haste, but if it would give ability haste it would just be broken. But other stats, man, AD, lethality, movement speed, broken item. Actually, a very broken item. Consider the description. Alright, let's move to minor items. Brutalizer, as always. 1337, ability haste, lethality. Brutalizer is actually such a great component. Gives lethality, gives ability haste, AD. Such a great component, not gonna lie. Rectrix, longsword, plus dogshit item. Actually, dogshit component. Too bad stats wise, considering its cost. Cyrilda's Grudge. It's kinda the same item, no? Oh, no. It gives lethality. Earlier it was giving you a percentage penetration, now it gives lethality, it gives ability haste. Rancor, gain 20%. Gain 20. Wait. Gain 20 armor penetration? 20% or just 20 armor penetration? Probably just 20. plus 11% of lethality, scales of lethality. Interesting. I really love that Riot Games added more lethality scaling options in the game, because earlier we only had I think it only was Axiom Mark which was scaling of lethality. Now it sounds much better to me. Damaging ability slow enemies with 50% or less of their maximum health by 30%. Wait. Slow enemies with 50% or less of their maximum health by 30%. So if they are full HP, they will not be slowed. Actually, a very interesting mechanic. I really love the changes towards making assassins actual assassins. It actually makes so much sense to me, the changes they bring. Serrated Dirk. Price is moved to 1k. Now it doesn't give any lethality but gives 25 AD. Wait. Unique passive, but unique passive was lethality, no? Wait, let me check. Actually, let me check, guys. Unique passive. Yeah, grandstand lethality. Yeah, this is broken. I mean, 25 AD, 10 lethality for 1k, it's broken. It's actually broken. This is very good, Serrated Dirk is... I mean, it was broken, it is broken now. Yomu's Ghostblade. Kinda the same item-wise. Stats-wise, ability haste is removed. Active. Gain 20% movement speed and ghosting for 6 seconds, so kinda nerfed by 5%. Haunt. Gain 40% movement speed while out of combat. No, the spectral shard mechanic has been removed. I mean, not a bad change for junglers who roam for kills, kinda like Rengar, Kha'Zix, these type of junglers. Not bad, I would say. Axiom Mark. The price isn't changed, still kinda expensive, but it is what it is. Stats are great. 55 AD, 18 lethality, 25 ability haste. What we have now, whenever a champion dies within 3 seconds of you having damaged them, refund 10% plus 30% of lethality of your ultimate ability total cooldown. So, in theory, if you have, if you have 100 lethality or something like that, or approximately 100, you can go up all the way to 40% refund with 1 takedown. So you will be capable of using like 3 ults a team fight, something like that. That sounds solid. But in fact, that's kind of the same Axiom Mark that we used to. Umbra Glaive. Price is increased by 300. Attack damage is unchanged. Lethality is increased by 2. Ability haste is unchanged. Passive. When spotted by an enemy ward, reveal traps and disable wards around you for 8 seconds. Attacks do 3 melee to... Okay, attacks remain the same, attacks have the same damage, but now it actually disables wards, not only spots them. I really love the fact that it reveals traps and disable wards, but it doesn't disable traps. That's important, because if it would disable traps, it would just be broken. I'm not sure if the price has to be increased, because to me, I would love to have this item as support, but considering the recent meta in jungle, I saw this item used more frequently by junglers than by supports, so kinda makes sense that the price goes up, kinda. Serpent's Fang. That's pretty much exactly the item we discussed with you guys. Price is reduced by 100, attack damage isn't changed, lethality isn't changed, ability isn't changed. Passive isn't changed. So basically they just buff the item. Should they do it? I wouldn't say so, because the item is considered to be niche and it's expected to be built only in certain situations when enemy teams are overloaded with shields. So you don't really want to build it every game. That's why buffing the item I don't really think is needed, because you don't really look to build this item every game. It's very case dependent. Holy moly, another section of items. I'm already tired with the previous items, man. The video is going to be long, already 1 hour 40 minutes. Terminus. Terminus 3k, 40 attack damage, 30 attack speed, passive shadow. Attacks apply 30 magic damage on hit. Passive. Juxtaposition. Alternate between light and dark on hits each attack. Light attacks grant 3 to 5 armor and magic resist, up to 15 to 25 for 5 seconds. Dark attacks grant 6 armor penetration and magic penetration, up to 30 seconds. What? Wait, but how do you alternate? Like one passive, like one time you use your passive like in light version and the other one in the dark version? Of how do you alternate? A very interesting item, I must say. Literally one of the most interesting items I've seen in years. Boss armor and magic penetration, boss armor and magic resistance. And in case with armor and magic resistance, okay, that's just like hybrid resist, which makes sense. But who will use like hybrid penetration? Who will benefit from it? Probably chumps like, I don't even know, like Zeri maybe? Like Jax maybe, but it's like marksman item. Who out of ADCs does hybrid damage? Kog'Maw? Okay, Kog'Maw. And boss armor and magic resistance and penetration makes sense to him, because he sometimes still needs these extra resists. But yeah, I mean, only Kog'Maw benefits from hybrid penetration. No one else. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was thinking about everyone, only Kog'Maw needs it. Ginsu Rage Blade. Attack damage unchanged, ability power unchanged, attack speed unchanged, price reduced to 3k. Passive. Attacks deal 30 bonus magic damage on hit. Critical strike conversion removed? That's interesting. Passive, Teasing Strike. Basic attacks grant 8% attack speed, stacking up to 4 times for a maximum of 30% attack speed. While fully stacked, every sword attack applies your own hit effect twice. Note: Phantom Hit's synergy with Kraken Slayer has been reintroduced. i.e., critical strike damage is reduced to 40, the rest is the same. Price is reduced by 100. I mean, Ginsu change is very interesting because it doesn't really work the same way as it was now. I mean, pretty much because it doesn't convert crits now, but yeah. I is whatever. Honestly, the change is not really relevant because it's the same IE as it was. Like yeah, you won't really notice 5% critical strike damage. It's whatever. Navari. Attack damage is reduced by 5. Price is reduced by 100. Ability haste. Wait. What does it mean? Ability haste 15%. Not 15, but 15%. This one kind of weird. Your attacks reduce your your non-ultimate ability cooldown by 12% of the remaining cooldown. Earlier it was given 15%. Alright. GA. That's something I was curious about. Price is increased by 200. Armor is increased by 5. Attack damage is increased by 10. Rebirth. Upon taking little damage, restore 50% of base health and restore 30% of maximum mana. Alright, that was old version. And upon taking little damage, restore 50% of base health and 100% of maximum mana after 4 seconds of stasis. So now it's basically you will be stasised instead of revived. Shield bow. Wait, I want to see the part. Chain was BF sword stopwatch. And the recipe is only 150. Wait, it was before that, I'm blind. BF sword, steel sigil. Kinda expensive. It's kinda expensive. All the components are hella expensive. But well, the item is expensive itself as well. Kraken. Kraken attack speed is increased by 5%, rest isn't changed. Yeah, pretty much the same. Lord Doms. Price isn't changed, AD is increased by 5, rest isn't changed. Giant Slayer passive. Deal up to 15% bonus physical damage to champions with greater maximum health than you. Maximum damage increase reached with the maximum damage increase reached when health difference is greater than 2k. I mean, that's a straight up nerf, no? 7% difference. 7% difference, like 7% difference of bonus damage is massive. It's actually massive. I'm really curious how this item gonna perform in this patch in 14.1, because for now it doesn't really sound too promising. PD. Price unchanged, AD unchanged. Attack speed reduced by 5%, critical strike chance unchanged, movement speed is increased to 10%. Kinda solid. I mean, 3% movement speed, while price is unchanged, is kinda solid. Attacks grant ghosting and a stack of 7% attack speed, up to 5 stacks, maximum 35 attack speed. I'm not sure, it just feels like they want to make the PD Phantom Dancer popular for some ADCs who benefit from both movement speed and attack speed. But 10% movement speed is very solid, it's like very strong. Rapid Fire Cannon. Attack speed is increased by 5, AD is the same, price is the same, crit strike is the same, movement speed is unchanged, passive is unchanged, whatever. Static Shield. The item probably was the most nerfed item in the last season since it was released. Probably got like 5 to 6 nerfs in last season. Total cost remains the same, AD is the same, attack speed is the same, critical strike chance? Should be chance, but they say change. Critical strike chance is the same. Passive. Energized moving and attacking will generate and energize attack. Passive. Electroshock. Wait. Your energized attack fires a chain lightning so now it's like chain lightning that deals 100 to 180 based on level magic damage, hitting up to 6 targets. Hits 6 targets. Okay. Very strict, not bad, not good, decent static shield, as it has to be. Storm Razor. Price is increased by 100 plus 580. Rest is unchanged. It's the same Storm Razor we are used to have in the last season. However, 100 more expensive by 100 and has 500 and has 580 more. Collector. Price is the same. AD is increased by 5. Lethality is reduced by 2. Crit strike chance isn't changed. Passive isn't changed. I would say you won't really notice a difference because AD is increased while lethality is reduced, so pretty much the same collector we're used to have. Essence Shiver. Price is increased by 100. AD is the same, ability haste is the same, critical strike chance the same, passive spellblade unchanged. Honestly, no fucking clue why the price is increased because the item wasn't even popular in season 13. So what's the point of expecting it to be popular now? I don't really get it. But it is what it is. Support items. Holy shit, this patch note is so long. Crazy stuff. Actually crazy stuff, guys. World Atlas. 30 health, 25% mana regeneration, 25% health regeneration, 3 gold per 10 seconds. Wait, it's golder! It's actual golder! 3 gold per 10 seconds. Earn 500 gold from this item to transform it into a runic compass and gain the ability to hold words. Gold generation. Gain a charge every 18 seconds up to 3... Wait. Gain a charge every 18 seconds. Up to 3 charges. While nearby an ally champion, consume a charge to earn gold via the following methods. Damaging abilities and attacks against champions or structures. Grant 30 for melee champions, 28 range for gold, 28 gold, and killing a minion by any means grants you 20 gold, and the nearest ally champion the same amount of gold they would have received had they killed the minion. Wait, so it's kinda like relic and spell thief combined, or what? Like, I don't get it. Runic compass. 100 health. Wait, upgraded from World Atlas at 500 gold. So no extra fees, right? Yeah, no extra fees. But you know what's cool? Gold generation. Like actual extra gold for free is always cool for support. Earn 1k gold from this item to transform it into a runic compass and gain the ability to hold words. Gold gain a charge. Yeah, it's the same. Damaging ability is the same. Killing them. Yeah, it's the same. Bounty of Worlds. It's like sword upgrade, right? Yeah, it's like sword upgrade. You may notice Bounty of Worlds is almost exactly the same item as Runic Compass. Well, you noticed right. Bounty of Worlds is in between state that allows the item to upgrade into any of the 5 support item upgrades. Once upgraded, it served its purpose. Thank you, Bounty of Worlds. All upgraded item forms. As a note, all upgraded items will share the same stats with the differentiator bringing the upgrades mentioned below. Okay. Phew. Celestial Opposition. Blessing the Mountain. Become blessed to reduce incoming champion damage by 35% for melee, 20% for ranged. Wait. It's like Night's Woe or something. Lingering for 2 seconds after taking damage from a champion. When the shield breaks, unleash a shockwave around you that slows nearby enemies by 50 seconds for 1.5 seconds. Effect refreshes after leaving combat for 20 seconds. Okay, that's something like Alistar Leona Rel shit. Yeah, something like that. Solstice Slay. Slowing or immobilizing an enemy champion grants you and a nearby ally with the lowest amount of health 120 bonus health and 90 bonus movement speed for 4 seconds. 20 seconds cooldown. Huh. When I'm thinking of it, it's something like a trash item. Not trash, but for trash the champion. Something like that. But overall, sounds actually as a trash item as well. Kind of weird. Good movement speed for 4 seconds though. But, I mean, considering that it's supposed to be kinda broken because it's one item that you have to select from. Kinda... You have to choose wisely. Passive. Spellblade. After using... wait, it's like Lich... Yeah, it's like Lich Bane. After using the ability, your next attack is enhanced with an additional 150 base 80 damage on hit. If the target is a champion, apply exposed weakness, increasing the damage they take by 12%. I mean, it's something like Ashe support, Senna support, probably. But sounds kinda bad. kinda bad, probably. Not sure about this one. Dream Maker. Gain a blue dream bubble and purple dream bubble every 8 seconds. Heal and shield another ally blows both dreams bubbles to them and empowers them for 3 seconds. Blue bubble reduces 114 incoming damage on the next hit, and purple bubble grants 90 bonus magic damage on the next hit. And that's not bad. That's not bad. It kinda very strict with its usage. Zazak's Realm Spike. Passive Void Explosion. Deal an ability damage to a champion causes an explosion at their current location that damages the target and nearby enemies, dealing 50 plus 3% maximum health magic damage, capped at 300 against monsters. 9 to 6 cooldown, second cooldown based on level. Enchanter items as well. Low and mode. Okay. Total cost 250 gold, 5 ability haste, complete dogshit. Okay. Dawn Core 2700 gold, 40 ability power, 20 ability haste, 150 magic regeneration. Dawn Core gains 3% heal and shield power and 5 ability power per 100% base mana regeneration. Alright, so basically it's like we had Crit converted to on hit with Ginsu. Now we convert basically mana regeneration into healing and shield and power and ability power. Not bad. Actually not bad for champs like Nami, like Janna, who spams their spells badly and always tend to be low on mana. Passive summoner spell haste. Gain 18 summoner spell haste. Not bad. Actually, that's the only item in the game, aside from Ionian's Boots of Lucidity, that gives you summoner spell haste. Probably combine it with Dawn Core will be a big deal. Actually, if you run, let's say, Flash Exhaust, well, you would be able to exhaust the guy every what? Every 2 minutes? Doesn't sound bad at all to me. Echoes of Helia. Price is reduced by 100, ability power is increased by 10, ability haste is increased by 5, health unchanged, but mana is unchanged. Passive. Damaging a champion grants a soul shard up to maximum of 3. Healing or shielding an ally consumes all soul shards and restores 20 health and deals 55 magic damage per shard. Per shard to the nearest enemy champion. I mean, numbers are kinda low. Staff of Flowing Water. Price is increased. Yet plus 5 ability power. Mana regeneration is increased by 50%. Ability haste is the same. Healing shielding power is the same. Movement speed is removed. Passive. Healing or shielding allied champion grants the user and allied champion 30 ability power and 10% bonus movement speed over 3 seconds. So basically we traded 20 ability haste for 10 bonus movement speed. And instead of 4 seconds it will be 3 seconds. Maybe not a bad thing, especially for champions who are like relying on ability power and bonus movement speed. But thing is, there are not that many champions in the game who rely on both on ability power and movement speed. If it would be 30 AD and then 10 movement speed, I would say that the item is broken. But 30 AP and 10% movement speed, that's kinda questionable. Ardent. Price is increased by 200 plus 15 AP respectively, plus 50 mana regeneration respectively. Ability has the same. Healing shielding power is the same. Bonus movement speed, but actually plus 3%. Not bad at all. A healing shielding allied champion grants you and them 25% bonus attack speed and 20 bonus magic damage for 4 seconds. That's fucking broken. That's very strong. Plus 3% movement speed for that price. Plus 15 ability power. This is fucking strong. This is actually very strong, guys. I wouldn't say it's like broken because I didn't test it myself in the game yet. But for the price difference for 200, get this stat difference is actually super strong. I might test it with something like Lulu. I'm very curious about that one. Doran. Omnivamp is removed. Lifesteal 3.5%. Champions like Caitlyn, basically who auto-attack a lot, will be happy. Doran Ring. Restore 1.25 mana per second. Gain 45% of this value as health instead of you cannot gain mana. Okay, it's kind of the same as it was before. I don't really care about Orn items. Runes. The perfect time rune has been removed and replaced with triple tonic. At level 3 gain an elixir of avarice. On use gain 5 true damage on hit against minions for 60 seconds. At the end of this effect, gain 40 gold. 5 true damage on hit against minions. Well, basically, I believe the only use of it, like only 5 true damage, is kinda bullshit, not gonna lie. But probably that's something that you wanna use if you want to hard show the lane and base. At level 6 gain an elixir of force. On use gain 20 adaptive force for 60 seconds. Well, that's a power spike for dragon fight, I'm assuming. Or just a regular fight, whatever you need. Elixir of skill. Elixir of skill on use gain a skill point. Note, this doesn't grant a level or modify the rules around adding skill points into abilities. So what's the point? Like at level 17, to put it simple, at level 17 you will have like full skill set maxed, or what? I'm really curious about this elixir of skill, because at level 9 get an extra skill point can be a very strong thing for support actually. Because support is always someone who is late to get power spikes level wise, and you know, skill point at level 10 could be a massive power spike actually. However, you still cannot get like ultimate level to ultimate at level 10 anyway, so kind of whatever probably. Not sure. But this one is definitely interesting. A good field to experiment with. Towers. Slightly adjusted, not something that's worth mentioning. Backdoor damage reduction amount is increased. Yeah, it's increased actually. So backdooring became even harder. Rank changes. Alright, this is something I have to go over anyways. While overall we believe the new Emerald tier is accomplishing our goal of spreading out the ladder, the range of skill levels within Emerald is currently a bit too wide. That's completely true. Emerald is fucking piece of shit. The worst rank ever to exist. It's even worse than Master Zero LP. Emerald is disgusting to play in. That's something I can confirm. So we're going to be making Emerald a bit smaller. This, among other changes, should also help to correct instances of players' Emerald rank and the bow receiving more LP per lose than per win. Okay. Visible rank differences. While promoting ranks was made easier in 2023, there weren't any adjustments to demotions, which led to some players having much higher visible rank than their actual MMR. To correct this, demoting has been made a little easier to help avoid situations where a player could have a visible rank of Platinum but actually have a Silver MMR. Additionally, we've also made adjustments to matchmaking so that the range of visible ranks within a lobby are tighter. Yeah, I mean that makes sense, especially in the skill bracket they mentioned. Like it was very common to meet the guy who isn't plat but has like high silver MMR. Modified LP gains. The LP gain increase to plus minus 25 per game we introduced last year has done a good job of helping players move up or down a division within a session, which we're currently pretty happy with. That said, we've learned that this amount of LP isn't sustainable in tiers Emerald and above, where breadth of skill is higher. Due to these, LP gains at Emerald tier and above have been decreased to roughly plus minus 20 per game. That makes sense too. Great. New player placements. We updated how new players are placed in ranked, which should place them closer to their appropriate skill level. Right. Music. Alright, so couple of in-game quests. Progression, see the season start. I see. Whew. Well, this was some exhausting patch note, I must say. Honestly, don't even know what to say. So many changes. I didn't expect it to be that long. Like, it was like much longer than I expected. But yeah, for now, I'll just try myself playing the game, I guess, because so many things to experiment with, and this is going to be a fun season. Clearly, so many new changes, so much to learn. Kind of feels like playing a new game in a way, you know. Feels like I've got the same feeling as I got in season 3 when Sidestone was added and words were removed. Kinda disappointed with changes, but at the same time excited about what new the game will bring to us, something like that. But yeah, that's it for now. Hope it was great 2 hours for you, and see you next patch, guys.